So I'm looking specifically at number 4. So number 4 says, name the center of the figure. What point is the center? P. Yep, P is the center of the figure because that's where the lines of symmetry intersect. This, by the way, I believe is a decagon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so we know n is equal to 10. So how many symmetry lines would we have? 10. Good. Okay. Are there symmetry lines that do not contain the vertex? Well, this is an even number of sides, right? So they do contain the vertex, but then where else could we draw one? So we do have lines like what's drawn, like from V to Q, from Z to U. But don't we also have the bisectors of the sides? Where does my good marker keep going? My gosh. So like, if I were to go from the middle of XY to the middle of TS, wouldn't that also be a line of symmetry? Right? It doesn't go through a vertex. It's a perpendicular bisector of the sides. Okay? So one of our lines would look like that. Okay, if we chop the sides in half rather than chopping the angles in half. Okay, so I don't know what I have to draw here, because if so, draw one. I did. Okay, so I drew that pink line in just now, but now I want you to ignore that pink line, okay, to find this next answer. I'm going to draw in my other lines of symmetry, just the ones that go from the vertices. Okay, so I'm going to draw in these and these. Is that all of them? And then there's one from W to R. Okay, so I drew in so I only drew in 5 of the 10 lines of symmetry. Okay, I drew in those 5, ignoring the pink line. But then what I want you to see is when I draw in those lines, it cuts this center into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 pieces. What a surprise, 10 pieces, 10 sides. So when I drew that line of symmetry, it cut it into like 10 tie pieces. Okay? If I want to know the measure of one of those little angles, so this first question asks for ZPQ. If I took this figure and cut it into 10 equal wedges, any ideas how I could find that? Let me ask you this. If I put all of these angles together, what would it form? Rachel? Okay, it'd be a circle, right? Isn't there a circle formed here by all these angles if I put them all together? And a circle's 360 degrees. And when I drew in those lines, I cut it into 10 equal pieces. So I'm going to do 360 divided by 10. And I get that each one of those little pieces in the middle would be 36 degrees. Okay? So this piece right here would be 36. I would have 36, 36, 36, 36. Okay? Angle PZQ is this one here. I think what I'm going to, well, I guess what I could do is just kind of highlight this triangle. I want you now to just look at this wedge. What kind of triangle is that? It's isosceles, yeah. Zoom in a little bit. Yeah, these two pieces are going to be equal because it's going to be an equal distance from the center. So this and this are equal to each other. So this is an isosceles triangle. So really what I'm looking at now, just drawing that triangle separately. What do we call it? The center is P, so this would be P. And then here's Z and Q. And we know that angle ZPQ is 36. And we know these two are equal. So somebody talk to me about how we could find the other angles. Ideas, Matt? Perfect, because we know these two have to be equal to each other, right? So I would do 180 minus the 36, which is going to be 144. And then 144 divided by 2 is 72. Okay, so each one of these would be 72 degrees. By the way, Jackson, because I heard you talking about this earlier, you found this angle, right? You found this whole angle to be 144?
Yes.
Yes? You could do that by doing the n minus 2 times 180. and then dividing by 10, kind of like we did up here in number 3, where we found the individual angle. So he found that this whole thing was 144, and then split it in half because this line splits that angle in half. That works too. Okay, that will get you the exact same thing. But once you have this angle, you've got an isosceles triangle, so that can speed that up a little bit. And then it wants angle VPZ, which is hard to see here, but I wish I had a clean picture here. Yeah, got clean. So here's one without all my scribbles. We found already that this angle is 36. So now I want to know this angle. What do I do? Yep, Hunter. Yeah, this is a straight line, right? Straight line there. We already found that that was 36. So I could do 180 minus 36. And I find again that that angle is 144. Okay. I don't think there's anything quite as complicated as these on your test. It's more stuff like this, more stuff like the lines of symmetry. Okay. Would it be helpful to you for you to hang on to this assignment tonight? Okay. Hang on to it. I'll collect it from you tomorrow and give you the points for it, okay?